It's Wednesday. Yesterday we took Sareda out for her first sail. Tomorrow we're going to Costa Palma. We decided to give the decks a quick wash to make sure she was looking her best before we left. It's 7 o'clock in the morning of the morning that we're going to do our first offshore passage and overnight sail. We're both pretty nervous. Liam just said that he hasn't felt this nervous since the morning of our wedding. We took some calm tablets last night to help us sleep, and I'm glad that we did, because even with those I kept waking up, but did manage to get back to sleep. So hopefully we're prepared mentally, and I think the boat's ready, so we should be ready and we should be fine. Any words, Liam?
It's way too early for this. Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
This is it, the engine's on, we've ready at the marina, they're coming down to help us. I'm ready to go.
Forwards? Does it sound like you're in gear? You going anywhere? Why aren't we going forwards? Now we are, Oh my gosh, that was scary. Are we fine now? Okay, let's take it really slow.
Made it out the berth. We're almost out the marina now. I think we're both feeling a lot happier now, a bit more. The excitement started to overtake nervousness now, I think. We're not far. Look there. There's the exit to the marina, the harbour, this place. Soon we'll be out on the sea and properly starting this journey, adventure, crossing. Goodbye Santa Cruz, it's been lovely. I'll miss you, I think. You're our comfort zone. Goodbye, Ep.10 Sydney Opera House. Maybe see you again one day. La Palma, here we come. So we're out, we've got the sails up, both of them. We've got one reef in the main and we've got about 2/3 of the jib out. We've got the autopilot set up. Nobody's...
It's called Jimmy.
Jimmy?
Yeah, because he jimmies back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, so the autopilot's doing its thing, which is great. Love it already. The sea's a bit rolly, but we've both taken a seasickness tablet, so we should be fine. We're not really going the direction that we wanted to go, so the wind is really coming from the direction we wanted to go. The blue line, that will be our ideal course, but we're having to really go not that way, so we're just gonna have to go quite far out and then put a tack in. A bit slower, but yeah, can't choose the direction of the wind.
Who goes north in the trade winds?
Yeah, who goes north of the trade winds? Well, we're just taking it slow and steady. We don't want to be too overpowered, definitely not yet. We need to really sync with the boat, I guess, just really feel it and understand it before we really actually try and get any faster. We're just staying safe. We've been going almost 2 hours now. Every hour I'm keeping a record in our logbook of the distance that we've gone, the course that we're steering, and our position and any other relevant notes. I'm also checking the bilge and checking that we've still got enough power. We should be absolutely fine. The wind generator's spinning and we've got the solar panel, so we shouldn't run out of power, but obviously it's the first time we've used the autopilot and I have heard that they can be quite power draining, so just keep an eye on everything. It's my logbook here. I'm gonna have a look in the bilge. So it's perfectly fine. There's no water in there. There's a tiny bit, but nothing to be worried about. Quite pleased that our lunch and tea is still happily swinging on the stove, not all over the floor yet. That was one worry, that maybe the gimbal would get stuck and we'd end up with pasta all over the floor, but so far it's swinging. Liam was feeling a little bit sick, but show him your bands. He's got these seasickness bands on, which we didn't really mean to buy. We went into Morrison's to get some seasickness tablets and didn't have any. They just had those bands, so we bought them, but they seem to be working. It'd be a good solution because they're reusable. You can keep buying seasickness tablets. Hopefully they're going to work. Right, I'm going to make my log now, and then we're going to think about tacking, because we're heading quite westerly at the moment.
Easterly.
Easterly.
Your sense of direction is terrible.
I don't know why I keep saying westerly.
It's a well-known fact.
Okay, we're heading very easterly at the moment, but we want to be heading northerly. But we're sailing as close to the wind as we can at the moment.
I've just adjusted the autopilot actually, but could even do it a bit more.
But soon we're gonna tack and try and head northwest then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, head northwest so we can get round the top of the island. We've just altered course slightly because we were a bit worried about this ferry. It was coming in pretty fast, so just zoomed us in on the AIS. Oh, don't know if you can really see. He's gone past us now really, so we're fine, but that was a sudden, there's a ferry coming, we might hit each other. But we're okay now. I think we can go back onto course now. Just had another just slight watching out for with this ferry that you can see on the AIS. We were kind of on a collision course. Where is he? I don't know if you can see. He's over there. He's turned, so he's going to go behind us now, which is good. Liam feels exhausted, so he's having a lie down, so I'm captain at the moment. There he goes behind us, nice and safe distance. we found that as helpful as Jimmy the autopilot is, when it's conditions like this where we're getting some gusts and we're getting pushed by some big waves that come through, it takes a long time for it to correct us, and we really slow down while it's taking its time to correct. So Liam's taken over hand steering just so that we can get our speed up to get around the top of the island, because it's really taking us a long time because the wind is coming from the exact place that we want to go. And the thing we're most worried about is getting to La Palma at night. We really want to get there in the daylight, so we're going to hand steer this bit so that we can speed this section up.
So we've had a bit of an entanglement. That's now currently trying to sort. You managing?
Well, we just had a bit of a situation, which I think we handled pretty well. I look quite horrific now though. But anyway, so the boom had dropped down onto the this support that it rests on, and so we would have struggled when we'd come to tack. So we decided we would pull it back up, but to do that you've got to go to the mast. So we thought the best thing to do would be to head into the wind and put the motor on and motor sail, but the wind was just catching in the jib too much, so we decided to furl the jib in. But while we were furling the jib in, because it was so windy, the jib lines, just jib sheets even, the jib sheets, they got tangled around each other and round one of the shrouds, that's the word. So we pulled the jib in as far as we could and we turned the engine on. I went up to the mast, pulled the boom up, then I untangled the jib sheets and then came back, got the jib back out, turned the engine off, and now we're all good. We've survived. We've survived our first real issue.
Yeah, thankfully it was nothing too major. But yeah, I think we did well.
And the good thing with Sareda is that she's a very stable boat, so I didn't feel like I was going to get thrown off. And the waves aren't that big, so I had my life jacket on and I was clipped on for worst case scenario, but
safety first.
It was fine. I just heard a big clatter and bang, and I thought that the pasta had come off the stove and I was gutted, but I've just come inside and it's not. It's just that the oven doors come open and some stuff's fallen around, but it's okay. It's not as bad as losing the pasta.
After a few tacks, we finally made it around the northern tip of Tenerife and could head west. The view was amazing. We thought it looked like something from Jurassic Park. My apologies for the changing colour. I was experimenting with camera settings. The wind speed dropped quite a bit, so we fully unfurled the jib. However, Liam was really stressing that we wouldn't make it to La Palma until the following evening when it was dark, so we turned the engine on and we motor sailed for a short while. I convinced him to turn it off quite soon though, as I knew once we were in the open ocean between Tenerife and La Palma, the wind would increase, as the channels between the Canary Islands are well known for their acceleration zones.